Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be working on a GE profile refrigerator. A lot of these new refrigerators, especially the side-by-sides, they're very equal alike. GE, Frigidaire, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, all the fridges basically are controlled the same way and have very similar controls. Telltale sign that the condenser fan has failed is when you have warm hot spots within the door seals. So in this episode, we're going to be working on the condenser fan circuit, troubleshooting why that fan's not starting, and possibly showing you guys how to replace that condenser fan. And in the tools for the lineup is optional a voltmeter with some alligator test lead clips and the test leads, a quarter-inch screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver. There's going to be 7 screws along the outer border of this access cover. Go ahead and remove those. Okay, and then you can just remove the access cover and set that off to the side. Okay, so now that we have gained access to the back of the refrigerator, there's a few components that are very important to the cycling that makes the refrigerator cool. Is the motor compressor. We definitely want to make sure that's running, and then you have a controller that mounts to the side of it, and that keeps this controller running based on temperatures within the cabinet of the refrigerator. So anytime that motor is running, you should have this condenser fan running, and basically it's a 120 millimeter PC fan. You'll find these in the PC fan, and there's a 4-pin pinout for these fans, and they're servo motors. They have a chip on top of the windings of the motor, and they're pretty simple to diagnose. And if you have a voltage present on the cabling, then you're more than likely to, it's not running, then it's more than likely that it has failed. Now, if you have a voltage and you replace the fan with a new fan, then it could be an issue with the board. So keep that in mind. Another thing you want to do is make sure that these coils that the fan attaches to here, you want to keep this clean and blow that out. So these coils are the condenser fan coils, and that fan blows the heat off of these coils, and it radiates out of the cover. And that is what keeps the coils cool within the refrigerator. So the heat is making its way to the front because this fan can't radiate the heat off of these coils fast enough. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug my machine in, and we're going to hear this compressor motor turn on. And when that compressor motor turns on, that fan should come on as well. And there's the motor just kicked on, and the fan is not turning. I'm going to go ahead and stick my finger in there and show you. Move that fan blade, and it's like I said, it's not moving at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. It's basically trapped inside some plastic tabs in a corner. We'll go ahead and use a screwdriver and pry these tabs down here and basically slide this unit out, and I'll set the fan here and we'll test for a voltage. So I just pried down on that bottom tab and started pulling it out like this, and then it slides right out, very simply. Okay, so with your multimeter, we're going to go ahead and set the voltage to 20 volts DC. And I'm going to set my alligator clips, clip them onto the test leads of the multimeter, and turn on the multimeter. And what I've done with the fan is I've trimmed back a little bit of the insulation on the ground, which is the black cable, and on the red. You can see I just taken a small razor blade. You can see that where I trimmed it off right there to gain access to the conductor. So I cut a little bit off the insulation and to gain access to the conductors. We're going to take these alligator clips. I'm going to clip the green one on the ground, on the wire, and then the red one. And now we're getting a voltage of 3.54 volts, which this fan at full bore, full speed, it's a variable speed fan, 13.6, so that measures up to be a good voltage source present on these cables. So I have a fan that we're going to put in as a replacement. We're going to see if it starts up. Right here is the main connector for the fan. And what you want to do is you'll basically bend this back and get your hand underneath here. And there's two tabs. Try to get a good view. See where my thumb is? And then there's one behind it. Right there, you'll squeeze these and pull down. And that's one of the main connectors for this PC fan. And then on the side of this unit here is another cable. You'll squeeze the front of that with my thumb and push down. And that totally removes the failed fan. Okay, so here I have the new fan, the replacement fan. We're gonna go ahead and plug that in and see if this works. If it works, then it's problem solved. We're back up and running. If it doesn't work, then we're gonna go ahead and go upstream back into the board. We probably have something that's failed in the circuit board, because the circuit board outputs a control signal to this fan. So a backstory about the fan is that I found this fan for 40 bucks on eBay. It's a new fan. Got a sweet deal on it. But I did look into some other fans of the same brand that has the 4-pin. It just doesn't have the cabling, but they're about 75 bucks brand new. So if you wanted to save some money, theoretically you could buy the $20 fan, which is the same exact fan, and then just cut and splice these wires onto that fan, and you can save yourself about 50 bucks. But because I found this fan, an exact replacement with the cabling, for about 40 bucks, I just went ahead and went with the condenser fan that matched up identically. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in and see if it starts up. And there you have it. As soon as I plugged it in, the fan came on. And it's blowing pretty cold air. So based on the temperatures, this fan will speed up and slow down to pull that heat off of these coils right here. You can see the fins. You can tell it's really quiet, so you will never know if this fan actually fails. But like I said, the abnormal symptoms for this failed fan is the warm hot spots around the door seals. So you're going to definitely want to go ahead and replace that fan. And we'll go ahead and just basically slip it back into the hole, and it's really simple to put back together. It's all plug and play. But yeah, if this helps you replace the condenser fan on your newer style refrigerator, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Check out some of my other videos that may be useful to you. And as always, thank you for watching.